Hello, mes amis. This is a video I've been wanting to do for a long time, which of course means I'll get in the middle of it and I'll forget something, and that will annoy me. This is also perhaps the time I will finally experiment with doing something a little fancy. That is, like having the audio track carry over some still images. We'll see if you'll see if I really want to spend the day figuring out how to do that. But what I wanted to talk about was not exactly pen storage, but pen transportation storage, something like that. And I just have all kinds of things for carrying pens around, and I have some things that I like and some things that I'm not crazy about. And so I just thought I'd talk about some of those. And where we're headed ultimately is to Sherry Loves a Pen Sleeve. So, storing pens is a constant issue for me. I have various storage options that I like, but none of them are sufficient to all the pens that I have. Also, I like seeing my pens, so I like options which are not just flat drawers of a tabouret or something, where I might be able to just store the pens, but I want to be able to see them. And this has led to some issues like ebonite pens fading and that sort of thing. So I've gotten a little bit better about that sort of deal. But I don't want to go too heavily into all that, because I really want to get to various gizmos for carrying pens around. And the sort of foundational one is something like this, right? Some kind of portfolio, where this one happens to be from Girologia. Got it from Van Ness. And you see, it's very nice. It's got these elastic things to hold the pens. I think this is a 40 pen case, so I've got them on both sides. It's got a flap in the middle. So some of the things to look for when you're getting these is you do want some kind of flap separating your pens so they don't rub against each other. You need the elastic over time is going to give out. Sorry, see, that's one of the things I forgot, is I wanted to show you a Visconti case of mine in which the elastic has given out, so the pens don't really get held in place. But you can kind of feel how stiff the elastic is, and you want a stiff elastic in these things. So this is a great case for storing larger numbers of pens. Like I say, this is a 40 pen case. I've got a 96 pen case somewhere. They don't get much bigger than that. There might be some really big portfolios that hold more, that you see people using at pen shows on their displays. But those are great cases for carrying large numbers of pens. And generally when I go to a pen show, I will carry a case like that has pens that I might be interested in trading for other pens or selling. In terms of smaller things, a lot of folks are very happy with Nook cases, and they are neat. They come in their cloth. They come in fun colors. This is a 3 pen case. They have larger ones. They have smaller ones. And this is handy. It can be fun, but I'm really more of a leather gal. I like leather cases. I'm sorry, another cloth bag that folks are keen on are rickshaw bags. And they probably come in multi-pen styles, but I've only seen them in singular sleeves like this. This one was came with a fabulous pen I got from Chesapeake Pen Company. Here's another one that I got from Atelier Lusso. And the problem with these is they start to excite my collector mentality, and I start to want one of each, and I start to want to buy the pens because it's got a branded sleeve from Rickshaw and blah blah blah. But those are good. They hold the pen securely. They give it not a lot of cushion, but a little bit of cushion. So I feel confident about how they protect the pen. And importantly, the pen's not falling out easily. I can sort of squish it and get it out without an issue. but I don't feel like it's just going to fall out as I'm taking it out of my bag. Right now, my favorite right now actually are these sleeves from Leonardo pens. They come in a bunch of different colors. They have, let's see, I need a pen. They fit the pens well. One of the things I like about them is they're sort of, you sort of squeeze them on the side a little bit to get the pen in, and then they kind of fall back into shape, and so they hold the pens really securely. Why am I talking so much about holding pens really securely? Because this is a pen sleeve that I got from Etsy that I really love because it's got my initials on it, right? And I put, I was carrying a Leonardo Art Deco pen in this sleeve, and I took it out of my pocket, and the pen, of course it's not going to do it with this pen right here, but the Leonardo pen slid right out, dropped on the floor, broke in two. I was heartbroken. The only good part of that story is I learned to be more careful with pen sleeves, and I found out what great service Salvatore at Leonardo Officina Italiana gives to their pens. So that was really, so, you know, lesson learned. Now this is a really nice leather case that I got with a pen from Iron Feather Pen Company. And you see he's put a little felt in here to protect the pen. Folds over, so it's sort of a sleeve taco wrap thing. Here's the thing to keep in mind. Don't store your pens in these sleeves. Why? Tell you a story. I used to be very active on Pinterest, and there was somebody posted at one time on Pinterest their collection of LeBoeuf pens, expensive vintage pens, that they'd opened a drawer one day and the pens were ruined. It's like they'd sort of melted. And they hadn't been exposed to heat, and the guy was very, understandably, very upset. And that started a discussion in which people said you need to be careful about pen storage because the glues that are used in joining wood, like some of the chemicals used in leather tanning, can let off fumes which will hurt celluloid pens. It sounds like hocus pocus to me, but then chemistry is never my strong suit. But I've had my own experience with this. I had a leather Pelican pen case that I had a vintage Pelican pen in that I'd sort of forgotten about. So it was in there for a year and a half before I ever opened it up. And I opened it up and the pen had melted and was stuck to the case. And this was just in a drawer on my bedside. So it was not in extreme heat or cold or got wet, or there was nothing else. It was just the something about the off-gassing of the celluloid, or the celluloid and what the leather was joined with or tanned with, or blah blah blah. So I don't like to keep anything anywhere for a long period of time. And one of the suggestions that was made on Pinterest, whether it really helps or not, is if you do store your pens in a wood cabinet, open the drawers every once in a while to let some air exchange. So I'm right now having a friend of mine who's a woodworker design a quite large, 4 feet high, 2.5 feet wide kind of pen storage unit, and I'm having her put holes in the back so that there's some airflow into the drawers. Look, I don't know whether it makes a difference or not, but these are stories I have been told. Here's another kind of sleeve. Now, some people don't like the sleeves or journals or anything that have this kind of wraparound, but I like the way it gives stuff sort of a 19th century look, so I enjoy that. I can't remember where I got this sleeve. This is another small carry case that is from Levenger that my sister gave me, and it is an absolute favorite. And this I've primarily dedicated it to Visconti pens, although as you know I have too many Viscontis for one case. And nice size holders for the pens. I've got a traveling inkwell in here. There's a little zipper pocket that provides a separation between pens. It holds because there are bigger sleeves on one side than the other, it holds 7, not 8. And this in nice leather, I really, really like this. I normally don't let people buy me pen gifts that folks want to, but you know, folks don't get pens. Normal folks don't get pens the way you and I do. So invariably they buy, you know, they buy a really nice journal that is absolutely horrible paper in it for fountain pens. Or, you know, somebody once gave me a lovely collection of inks. Well, they were inks for dip pens, which you can't put in fountain pens. And so I just tell people no. But this was one that I said, I like that. My sister got it. I was very happy. Another thing from Levenger that I like a lot is this, I forget what they call it. But anyway, it's a case for glasses, right? So you put your glasses in there. It's got a little thing here where you can put some money or something. And then it's got a pen sleeve on the outside. This is the kind of thing I find very handy for travel or when I'm on the bike or something. A lot of people are doing these fabric things. This one I've heard people call a pen taco, where you kind of slide the pen in on the side. Don't think I have one here from Carolina Pen Company, but they often provide pen tacos with their pens. And they're really, you know, they're fun fabrics. Got a bunch of pen tacos, but there was something else I wanted to show you, not just tacos. See? Oh, yeah. Pen kimono, in which, similarly, they're cloth, but here the pen loads, this is from Tatcha, the pen loads from the top, you fold the top over like this, and then you have a string to kind of tie around. When my daddy died, when my dad died, I took some of his ties, and my sister-in-law helped me make some of these from his ties. And that was kind of a nice way to keep a remembrance of him. Here's another sort of combo. It's a leather sleeve. I believe I got this from Stilograph Carsani. It's a leather sleeve, but it also has a strap so you can hang it around your neck. The strap's a little short for me. I'd be choking myself with the pen, but there's that. Did want to mention this. It's not quite in the mode of all the things I'm talking about, but Gravitas pens, Ben Walsh Designs, Gravitas pens, when you get one of their Skittles pens, they come in this really neat tube that I can't seem to make myself throw away, thinking that I'll use that sometime. For a while, I was really crazy about pen wraps. This is one from Edison Pens. They don't handle leather goods anymore. And pen wraps let you hold it. Oh, look, there's some more Viscontis. Let you hold a few pens. And again, they've got sort of this really, I'm going to throw this in a saddlebag kind of feel. So they're not great for quick access to a pen, but they're a lot of fun. And I've got some cloth ones as well as leather ones. Franklin Christoph has this nice little zippered pouch that their pens come in. It's a faux leather. And it also is nicely lined, so it keeps your pen really well. Okay, but here's the star of today's show. Galen leather. I think these things are brilliant. First of all, it's a nice big zippered pouch. So you can actually carry all kinds of things in here. My glasses will fit. I think my iPhone will fit. Really handy. Of course, nice leather, excellent zipper. It's not going to break on you. But in terms of, so you could just use it as a pen case and throw a bunch of pens in here. But Galen uses these pen cards. And you can put, you can carry up to 4 pens in them. And then this card can be, with the pens, can be put in here, or you can use the card in a notebook, or you can take it out and use it separately. They're just, I think this is a really versatile thing, and I'm going to find more and more ways to use it. And this is just, it's a great size. It's not too big. When you have it full of pens, it gets a little bulkier, but it's not as bulky as, say, this. More along the lines of what a pen, you know, like a 4-pen pen wrap would be. And so useful for other things. If you, like I say, if you need to carry your sunglasses or something, you can put those in here with the pen. You could really use it as a wallet. Loving this. The only issue I'm kind of having with, okay, so right now these are my favorites, Leonardo and Galen. That could change in a couple months. Right now, I'm sorry, one of the issues that I have with Galen, it's not an issue, but I do like to carry my credit cards in some kind of RFID blocking mechanism. So it would be nice if Galen's wallets had that. If this, for instance, had some RFID blocking, I would probably use this as my default daily carry for, you could also, I could find some kind of, well, Galen has them, but some other kind of gizmo to put my credit cards on. This is big enough for cash. Anyway, so that's just a very quick trip through a whole bunch of versions of leather sleeves. I think this one came from, I think this one probably came from Carolina Pen Company. Here's another version of this from Levenger, which has a flap in front. And the funky thing about these Levenger ones is they don't fit a lot of different size pens. This pen that I'm using as a model is quite thin here, but then it gets thicker more to what is closer to a normal thickness of the kinds of pens I'm buying, at least recently. The thinner part fits fine. The normal's a little bit, the thicker part's a little bit tight. So that's just a quick trip through some of these. I'm already in my head. I have in mind things that I meant to show that I didn't get to. This is also much longer than I wanted it to be, but one of the things that I find very fun about collecting fountain pens is also the various kinds of things you can use to carry them around. Now here's one of the other dangers. Where did I show you? Oh, yeah, so I showed you this pen wrap. And in here are two Visconti pens. And these pens are named the Saturno model, and they're named after moons of Saturn. And I have all three of them. There's a green one. I can't find it. And I know that it's in one of these little deals somewhere. Yeah, so this is one way I lose pens. Is I put them in some little case, I drop them in a purse or a purse. I don't carry a purse. Ew, what am I talking about? I drop them in a messenger bag or some other kind of bag I'm carrying. I forget about them. I put them on a desk. I walk away. I lose pens because they're in one of these little sleeves somewhere, and I haven't put my hand on them yet. Yeah, if you have some cases that you would like to show off or like to recommend, please put that down in the comments. Again, thanks for watching. I'm sorry this went on a little bit too long. I meant for this to be like a 10-minute video, and it's going to be about a 20-minute video. But I hope you saw something in here that caught your eye, or that gives you some suggestion for another way you might carry your pens. Here's another I got this, I'm pretty sure, from Stilograph Corsani. Oh, it's a Faber-Castell. Okay. I'm making a funny face because there was a maker who had these come with their pens, but I didn't think it was Faber-Castell. Anyway, so this is kind of a fun color. Again, if you can mess with colors. Oddly enough, as I am as crazy as I am for color, Oslo, as crazy as I am for color in my pens and my clothes, when it comes to these things, I like sort of staid brown, black, coffee, that sort of thing. All right, things are happening in the neighborhood. I better go. Hope you have a great day. Thanks for watching.